What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today I want to talk about the changes that we had in the reward structure for Imp's Adventure. As you guys know, we have some pretty significant changes here. Some of them are like not really a change because, of course, we still have the 10 heroic scrolls at the 80-point mark, and that's not a big difference. We're not getting epic or elite hero shards anymore at the 110 mark. That now has been changed into 4 dummies, which is cool. They of course remove the hero limited selection skin chest from the 140, which I think is a good change because, let's be honest, I think most people are not really using those as much anymore, whereas relics can be a little bit more flexible between pay to win artifacts, all these different things. And then previously at 170 we had a 6-star hero puppet, which now we have some more premium things. I think this is a kind of big nerf to the early game. Instead of a 6-star, you're now getting 4 5-star puppets, which isn't quite there. That's only 2/3 of a 6-star puppet, which is all right. And I think one of the biggest nerfs, to be honest, is the fact that this deluxe gift box too, that literally just gives one single, not like 10, one single treasure train ticket, monster treasure train ticket, page of destiny, or soul awakening. I don't like that one bit. I think that is a huge nerf compared to previously we got a 4 faction hero chest. Now they did change it up a little bit because before, this chest right here used to be pretty much at the 260 mark, and instead of it being an eminent hero chest or a glory epic, it used to be the only light and dark chest. I don't think that's as much of an issue, but getting to 230 is not very simple, and that does mean you're going to go from most of the time getting a 5-star hero chest for normal 4 faction in a typical free-to-play style to actually needing to spend some starry gems to get this chest, which I think is not good. Not even gonna really talk about this 300-point mark, which again, I think this is a huge upgrade from the 9-star puppet for the good majority of the player base, almost all the player base. That is cool, but let's be honest, there's like a 1% chance you actually get here with all the dice. You guys have seen us smash this out all the time. I think this is really, really not a great look. I think if they are going to stick with the structure, and I am passing this feedback along, they need to take this glory epic hero chest and this deluxe chest, literally switch the spots around, and maybe even increase this up to like 2 or 3 of the deluxe chest at the 230 mark. Because I think the way it stands right now, this actually feels like one of the first times that it's almost like a straight up nerf to an average player's power level. I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' take on this too. The only like silver lining here is that this chest right here has lots of different options, whether you're in the extreme early game and need promotion stones, or you need to get your monster leveled up to the maximum for the first time, or if you're a little bit later and still need these types of resources to boost up your homeowner. I think that's important, but I do want to talk about, like, I think they are overvaluing these building materials too much when they're doing reward structures. I really think they do, because even on someone like our island here, if we take a look at our Cloud Island, take a look at our most powerful heroes here, like our Vulcan, 41 million attack is actually not that much nowadays compared to what we get from other sources. Now, it's still a very good source, so I'm not going to say this is bad or anything, but most people aren't going to get anywhere near that. They're probably going to look more in the 10 to 20 million attack. This is, I think, probably a good example of like what a lot of people will be having as they level up their heroes and get them geared up. It does have a lot of potential, yes, but I think that really comes down to the fact that we have new power systems, the Grimoire right here, which I don't know when the next one's going to open just yet, but you can see just from the Grimoire itself is 47 million attack. Granted, no one's really going to be there just yet, but I do think this is a negative if they don't change this order around. It is cool to see that they're adding some more stuff like this, but again, anything over 230 is like legitimately not going to be possible unless you're going to start spending starry gems on dice, and I really don't think that's the case. I think it's been a huge W what they have done here when it comes to all of the shelter missions. The fact that you can get up to 6 keys completely for free, I think is 100% good, is great. The way that they've been doing the Reverie gift box, granted it is RNG and only a 10% to hit something in the super high premium section. Yeah, I think all these things have been really good. Are they still pay to win for the most part? Yes, there's still all these packages. There's Moonlight Gift if you still need to worry about the Phoenix. And there's the Well Chosen one, which is weird because you have to unlock them in order. Which I really, again, don't think is super great value nowadays. I mean, yeah, you're getting like a decent amount of the Prism Starry Gems if you were to buy the normal pack, but like, I don't know. You can still buy Starry Gems on the black market. It's not like they got rid of it completely. It's cool that they're including things like hammers. It's cool that they now have a 4 times privilege here for those who do want to spend and go absolutely crazy, because that means you're getting 4 of these chests every time you go around, which, granted, it doesn't actually have too many resources. Like, you're getting a decent amount, but you're not getting like a crazy amount of resources. The other thing to consider is just the impact this has on early game players. Being able to get a 6-star puppet is pretty dang powerful when it comes to food. Granted, this one gives 4 5-star heroes, but I don't think that is nearly as good. And the fact that we aren't getting the normal 4 faction chest, I think, is really, really big. Because let's be honest, actually, I don't even know if I have any of those chests in my bag right now. I might have actually cashed them all in. You can see how many 6 stars you get in the end game, and they do become pretty irrelevant. But I think those 5-star puppets are going to be very, very similar. Yeah, actually, I have used every single one of my 5-star hero chests, and that kind of shows why it's so useful to have those things. I think it's really, really big that we now limit early game players on the number of copies they can get of like Eloise, for example. And it does mean that this is probably going to slow down the early game, because I've talked about this previously, that they do keep increasing the reward structures and giving us more later game resources without also keeping the earlier game resources. You remember back in the day, it was so easy to build a hero immediately, get them pumped up. You could bet you get 6-star puppets, you get as like a ton of 5-star hero copies. That's just no longer the case anymore. I feel like they have tried to fix things with things like the chapter system, which does do good for a Garuda build. Anything outside of Garuda is kind of useless, but I do feel like that is one thing that they really need to focus on, is not forgetting about the early game. If you don't start on a very big event, it's going to be a lot harder. Now, I will say it is a good change that they changed this Glory Epic Hero chest from a 2,500 chest down to 2,000. That is really cool, but I think they should also put another cheaper chest for the normal 4 faction heroes. Granted, they might just be doing away with the normal 4 faction chest and might be exclusively going to the Glory Epics, so that they just have an option of everything, because let's be honest, Light and Dark heroes really are not any type of premium anymore nowadays. And I think that really stems from the fact that like anything besides Transcendence heroes are just completely useless on your account for a lot of stuff. Granted, later today I might show you guys someone who has cleared a Sealand 45. Yes, Sealand 45 with a very limited hero team, which is going to kind of shock you, I feel like. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I like to hear your guys' feedback on this change. I think it's partially good, more bad than good though. So I'm going to pass this feedback along. Hopefully they make some changes. I'll see you guys next time.